Show him that we can win too. Play Jaden when he at full power. Hit him with the mass change. Yeah, I'm the lawyer. Greg is the devour. Heroes, now it's our turn to show you that. Yugi peoples, welcome to the commentary. So this one right here will be my top 8 match against Kashtira. And as you can see, I lost yet another dice roll, but my opponent also bricked. So yeah, you can bet that we are about to try to go in right here as he sets 2 back row. And, you know, before the dude that I'm playing against, I don't know if he wants his name shouted out on here, but, you know, he was playing branded before. So I assumed that there were like some kind of branded cards that they had right there. So I like really wanted to get rid of them before they actually like started causing damage. So we're going to start off with Fusion Destiny here. We're going to go ahead and banish the Mally to special summon the Mally. And you see it's in attack position just because, you know, I'm just like, we supposed to go ahead and go in for it. And I do have my boy Stratos in hand. So now with 2 other heroes on the board, we're about to try to knock them back rows out of there so we can go ahead and go for some game, to go ahead and go for some pushes here. He's going to activate the Book of Eclipse. I'm going to go ahead and decide to Ash the Book of Eclipse, but he has a second one, so unfortunately we are going to get flipped face down, you know, which is kind of rough, but at the same time we're going to get a chance to draw some cards. And I'm just going to go ahead and decide here to also go ahead and chain the mass change. That way I can get my Mally back into the graveyard to be used with by Denier, so I could go ahead and finish my turn here that I wanted to do. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to link both of those off. We're going to go ahead and make our Crosskeeper. We're going to summon back the Mally, go ahead and throw him back, and we are going to add Plasma here. And, you know, I was just kind of trying to decide like if I wanted to go ahead and sack 3 in order to bring this this Plasma out to the board, which I had originally had thought I really wanted to do. And, you know, I'm just trying to decide how I want to go about the turn here. Now, keeping in mind that we did activate Fusion Destiny this turn, we can only special summon dark hero monsters, so we're going to use the living fossil to bring back Denier. Unfortunately, we're going to lose him to permanent banishment, but, you know, I got Plasma, Dark Law, DPE on board, and yeah, we got through that Book of Eclipse pretty nice there, and still was able to build a formidable board here. And, you know, it's like a little discussion going back and forth as I'm actually like trying to get information out of him on what he's actually playing, because, you know, with 2 Book of Eclipse and him not playing any engine cards, like it's yeah, he could kind of just, you know, be playing anything at this point, seeing as how Book of Eclipse is pretty generic. So yeah, we go ahead and take that game 1 big 3 on board. Let's go. Moving right along here to game 2. Of course, my opponent will decide to go first because like most decks are going first this format. And yeah, we're going to finally find out what he is actually playing. And he played the field spell down there. I thought it was like the card that special summoned one of them when you pick one of the other ones. And I was like, what the hell are you putting it down there? So like I'm really like trolling him about the field spell thing until he eventually just like switches it and puts it up at the top. Because, you know, I was telling him my field spell zone is up here. You know, I was just kind of being just trolling him about it, you know, messing with him. But yeah, so we find out he truly is playing Kashtira's here. And, you know, he's going to go ahead and start doing Kashtira things. So there goes the unicorn to go get the continuous spell. And yeah, so, you know, from here, he's just going to start doing Kashtira stuff, activate the thing, go ahead and play the Fenrir effect to go ahead and add. And there goes one of the other Kashtira monsters. And yeah, he's at summon number 2, so we are keeping count of that because I did side in my 3rd nib for this matchup. Though it just seems like when I have nibbed this deck, it just seemed like they still had options most of the time. So this is like, it felt like it didn't do like all that great, but you know, it was still better than nothing, I suppose. You know, it does kind of put a stop to a little bit of what they do. So out comes the Tearlaments. I think, which one is this? The is it the Tearlaments Kashtira monster? But yeah, so he's got that out. I'm going to lose 3 cards there. I think one of them was Book of Eclipse, which is a little bit saddening because, yeah, you know, that's kind of a card that you want to draw against this deck if you don't have Nib or something like that. But I do believe that I have Nib in hand and I'm going to eventually use it. So, you know, just kind of explaining everything, what it all does. Goes ahead and blocks out one of my zones. And yeah, this will be the first of 9. No, he's going to go ahead and activate that effect to special summon him out. Then he's going to use those. Go ahead and, of course, make out this guy. He's going to use that effect. Go ahead and banish something from my extra deck. And which, you know, this right here is probably like one of the reasons why I need to go ahead and put an extra DPE inside of my extra deck. I would really, really, really like to, but it's just like going second is kind of like, I think like the most important card maybe off in here might be like Sunrise. I think Sunrise is like pretty good. Is a pretty good take on going second, but then it's just like with the way my deck is, it's like there's also Access Code Talker also. So it's like, it's kind of a tough choice, you know, because, well, I guess it's like it's a little bit easier of a choice if you have D barrier, because then if you take away the Access Code Talker, it's kind of like you get rid of, you know, both of my options. So, you know, more banishing stuff from the top of my deck, more locking my zones out, but it doesn't really do anything. Like, I don't think he hit anything that was like detrimental to me being able to win. So now when he proceeds to the end phase here, I'm gonna go ahead and nib him before the end of main phase. And you know what I was really waiting for was him to use that the Osmosis card or whatever the card is where they target one and then special summon a different one, because like last time I nibbed one of these players, they used the that continuous card to special summon one of them from the graveyard, and then he used that spell to special summon another one, and it just like, oh, I guess like my nib did nothing. So I didn't want that to happen this time. But since he go ahead and proceeded to the end phase, I'm going to go ahead and nib right there in the main phase. So now he's going to continue his main phase. There's of course the continuous spell to bring back the unicorn, and he's got the triple tactics talent, so he's able to get inside of my hand. As you can see, we got Ferris and we've got instant contact, and yeah, we got enough to kind of make something happen here. You know, we got the poly also, and you know, he's just reading, checking everything just to see like what could he possibly get rid of. He decides to go ahead and get rid of the Ferris, which is, I don't know, I guess like if you don't know what version of Heroes I'm playing, you would know that like Ferris really doesn't do anything inside of this version of it, because there's no increase off in there to tribute or to put down there into my extra deck and tribute and stuff. So yeah, you know, that's one of those things about playing a deck that you know, your opponent's not necessarily familiar with. So yeah, he got rid of the Ferris, which just acts only as an extender in this deck, you know, without the increased brick off inside of there. So yeah, so what we can still do here is we have the instant contact. We can use that to bring out our fusion monster, our Neospatian monster. Well, like the Neospatian, I don't really want to bring out, but I believe we have the ability to bring out the a level 6 or higher hero monster, so that we can poly that with the denier we have in hand to be able to make our DPE. And yeah, he probably didn't necessarily see that play. I think like one of the things that people don't really think about is that you just need a Destiny hero monster and then any level 6 or higher hero monster. So we're gonna go ahead and do the Sunrise. It's going to get banished because of the Kashtira monster. And yeah, he's going to attach that card to him. And since his effect activated, just like my opponent did, we also got the triple tactics talent on turn. Let's go. So we're going to steal the Kashtira monster now. The triple tactics talents gets banished. And what I'm going to do is, because he can also attach face down banished cards, I am going to, one of the cards that ended up getting banished for me is Shadow Mist. So I'm going to take that Shadow Mist and I'm going to put it up under there so that I can take advantage of it. So yeah, now it's like I'm looking at it, trying to make sure, like, because I'm not too sure like how to use this correctly. And like, I really wanted to banish the thing that he has right there, but then the materials that I detached would get banished, and I really didn't want them. Well, actually, you know what? I could have did that, because like I believe that like when they get banished, right, I could have you like reattach the Shadow Mist again, right, and then linked it off. Maybe that's what I could have did. But now I do have no, I was thinking that I had the Dark Charmer inside of my extra deck, but I don't think it was actually in there. I think I ended up taking it out for like the Wonder Driver. So yeah, I was actually like, that's why I was reading his monster so that I could go ahead and check it out. But I'm just gonna go ahead and decide to link it off. And you know, I'm looking for the Dark Charmer. Like, oh crap, the Dark Charmer is not off inside of here. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and make Cross Sheep instead. You know, big play mistake area, but we're gonna try to get Shadow Mist effect, because it was sent to the graveyard now and it gets ashed. And yeah, that's really going to kind of ruin my plans there. So, you know, y'all let me know, like, if with the Kashtira monster, like the materials that got detached, they would have got banished, right? And then since a card did get banished, and you know, I banished his card or whatever, I can reattach the Shadow Mist, right? And then I could have linked it off. Like, now looking back at it, I think that might have been a better play if that was, you know, possible. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and summon the Denier here. We're going to go ahead and link those two off, and I'm going to make Unicorn. I'm gonna go ahead, and my other card is Called by the Grave, which I don't think was like all that great this game, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and discard the Polymerization to try to get rid of the trap. He's gonna go ahead and chain it and try to use this effect, but he can't. It gets shuffled back into the deck. And then what we're gonna go ahead and do here, since we got the nib on the board, he didn't get rid of the access code talker. I think he got rid of DPE. I'm not sure what it was, but we're gonna go ahead and access code talker both of the cards that he has on the board that's not the token. Get rid of the field spell, get rid of the continuous spell or trap card. And yeah, we got access code talker, 53k, and we don't necessarily have enough to finish him. We're gonna hit him with the 53, and yeah, he's gonna draw something to be able to set. Checking out my graveyard to see what's gonna happen. We have the Cross Keeper for turn, and yeah, I didn't special summon correctly. Special summon the I didn't special summon correctly the Sunrise, so you know, can't really bring that back out. I could bring out the Shadow Mist, which I probably should have did. I guess that would have been a better choice, but he didn't have much life points left anyway, so we're able to just attack directly with the Crosskeeper in order to win the game there against Kashtira in our top 8 matchup right there. And so yeah, despite not going first either one of those games, we managed to get the 2-0. You know, my opponent did brick game 1. It made, you know, game 1 a whole lot easier. Game 2, we had the Nibiru to fight back, you know, and my opponent was able to fight back with a couple of his hand traps in order to stay into game. Like, I really thought that the Kashtira play equipping the Shadow Mist, you know, was pretty good. You know, didn't expect the Ash, but hey, it happens. We still found a way to pull off the victory. And you know, y'all let me know about that question I had about the Kashtira monster and how his effect works with detaching materials and stuff. So appreciate everybody for watching, and I will catch y'all on the next video. Messing with the masked hero, king of games. Mask off, now you see that a hero lives. I pay half and you ask, but I'm winning games. There ain't another hero that surpasses me.